travel in your 20s or grind in your 20s? That is a question a lot of people ask themselves before they hit their 20s or in their 20s, including me. I've thought about it a good bit. I'm 23 now, and basically I'm in the middle of my 20s. So by now I kind of have like my own approach to it, which I would like to share today with you because I think, for me, it is the correct answer. I'm not saying it's the universal correct answer, but it's a little bit of a different approach to this problem because I don't like to think in extremes. I think pretty much to any question or any topic, a healthy middle is the universal answer. Let it be politics, I won't get into politics, obviously, but I like some things from the left and I like some things from the right. I don't think either side is fully correct. I don't think either side is fully wrong. I think you get where I'm going to, obviously. Today's not about politics, but this goes for anything, for example, training. If you want to become a good athlete, training 10 hours a day is not going to do it for you, but training only 30 minutes a day is also not going to do it for you. You need a healthy middle of training and recovery, if that makes sense. Because if you train too much, you're going to break your body. If you don't train enough, you're not even going to get better. So where does that bring us for grinding in your 20s compared to traveling in your 20s? This has been like a really really spread out topic, especially in social media, where like kind of both sides, especially on TikTok and Instagram, I think, where kind of both sides make their own like edits and montages. And you probably saw some videos where some people are like, oh my god, like I didn't waste my life like the others. I traveled in my 20s, and oh my god, my life is so great because I've made all of these experiences. You can't do it when you're older, right? In your 20s is the last time you have time and energy for that. And then there's the other side, which is like, oh, I grinded through my 20s and look where I am now. I have, this crazy watch and car, and yeah, I sacrificed my 20s to get what I have. That's basically the two sides that are being like absolutely blasted with on social media. And I don't think either side is wrong. Just like the politics thing, both sides have something going for them. Both make good points, and I think that it is definitely true that you should not waste all your money and travel in your 20s and just like do whatever you want because it's the last time you can have fun in your life. That's a very bad mindset, I think. Because in general, no matter where you are in your life right now, like no matter what stage, that's what I kind of figured out for myself. I always try to find a healthy equilibrium no matter what stage I'm at. Like, for example, in college, I try to find a healthy middle of being disciplined, doing the things I'm supposed to do, but also try to enjoy my life and also make it sustainable. So, for example, if I'm in college, and I would just sleep 5 hours a day every day because I want to stay up late and do a bunch of bullshit. Um, that is not a sustainable lifestyle, right? So, what I always try to do is no matter what stage I'm at in my life, I try to find a sustainable lifestyle where I get the best of both worlds. That is possible. Obviously, if you grind all day in your 20s, you will maybe be a little more successful than if you do the healthy thing and you travel a little bit and you grind a little bit. But here's the thing: you would probably be unhappier being slightly more successful but having completely wasted the 20s of the 20s compared to being like decently, maybe even still really successful, and still having traveled a little bit. And also, you don't have to waste your whole money. That is another thing. The kind of thing I do now in my 20s is I grind. I do a bunch of things. Obviously, I'm having a job and I am making these videos. These videos are just for fun, honestly, but that's still, I guess, you can consider it productive and a grind, whatever. And then I'm kind of trying to start my own company. It's not really a company, but I'm a developer. I make software, and I just kind of do like my own software thing on the side, and I'm trying to grow that. So that is obviously a grind, and it's not like I'm just wasting my 20s away. But on the other hand, I think it's also important to not just be, like once you turn 20 to just make yourself into a miserable being whose only purpose in life is to just get money and grind and whatever. So, on the other hand, whenever the opportunity arises, or when a friend asks me, or when I feel like doing something, I pretty much try to find a way that is affordable, first of all, to do it, and like a journey or adventure or vacation or whatever that I can do in a couple days. For example, what I would not do right now in my 20s, because I don't have that kind of wealth yet, I can't truly afford it, is I don't go on big vacations. I don't go on 2 week vacations to Thailand or 3 week vacations to, I don't know, Australia or somewhere far away where it's really expensive. What I do, although, is one of my friends invited me. I'm from Germany, and we have the biggest mountain in Germany is called Zugspitze, and he likes mountaineering, and I've never really done it, but I do like mountaineering. Like I didn't want to get into it, and he was like, "Hey, like I had this crazy idea. Let's just try to climb this mountain." And I was like, honestly, why not? Sounds good. Let's do it. So the thing is, we live like decently far away from the mountain, so it was like a 7-hour drive, I think. But still, we had a friend. We have a friend who lives close to the mountain. So basically, what we did is we drove down. We stayed overnight at him. Then we drove to the mountain, climbed up and down. We climbed up, and then we took the lift down. We didn't actually climb down, so that saved quite some time. And then we literally drove home same day. So it was like a 2 or 3 day thing that you can do on a weekend. Meaning, even if you grind and you work in the week, and usually, like I use the weekends usually to do my own stuff, but I took this weekend off because, like I said, life is not about being miserable and just grinding. And then we did this trip, and it was amazing. And total cost was like 150, 200 euros. That's 150, $200. Like it was really cheap, and it was like the adventure of a lifetime. Let me tell you. It was exhausting, but it was really fun. And those are the kind of experiences I think that can make your 20s. And I think if you approach it in this way, this might only be true for me, but I think if you approach it in this way, you will have your most amazing 20s that you can imagine. You will not rot away like the people that only travel and also be broke and have nothing to build upon because they spend every dollar that they have on travel. But you will also not be miserable like those that lock themselves into a room, have no social life, and don't take care of their friendships and all that, and just try to grind it out, because then they will sit there with a Lamborghini and have nothing to have no friends, nothing. They have nothing to drive it for. So I think you get my point by now. So I'm just gonna kind of wrap it up here. So pretty much to anything, but especially to this, for today, travel in your 20s versus grinding in your 20s. I think you should do the healthy middle. You should grind definitely decently, because your 20s you have pretty much the most energy and time. They are true about that, both sides. You have the most energy and time available to really set the direction for your life. And even if you don't have it figured out yet, you have time, like with the approach that I have, you have time to kind of figure out what you like, what you want to do, where you want to end up and all that. And so yeah, do both. Grind a lot, travel a bit where you can afford it. If you can't afford, there's so many like opportunities. Like I said, for me it was the mountain thing. For you, if you're just creative enough and you do some research and you put some effort into it, you will find something that will be really fun and not that expensive. So yeah, long story short, do both. Make the 20s the most amazing time of your life. Set the direction for your life. Set up, just have fun, have a great time, build something that you're gonna be proud about. And yeah, I hope that this helps you, and have a great day.